Hey, welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews, joined with the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, and we're enjoying the cold weather that we're having here in Mississippi. So, I got my hood on, try to keep my head warm. I ain't got no hair, so
you can't have mine.
Yeah. So, watching wrestling lately?
Yeah, I watched a couple things this weekend.
Oh yeah, what'd you watch?
UK, NXT, MLW, and
Pro Wrestling UK.
It was called, yeah, Pro Wrestling UK Corner.
Hey!
And MLW Scrap.
Scraps.
Scraps.
I don't know.
He
don't know. So,
it was a cage match.
I got you. So we'll just throw out some stuff about Ego.
Which part?
Pretty successful matches both nights. I'm not gonna say shows or events, but matches for sure. Got to see some new faces in Pro Wrestling Ego.
Some old ones too.
Yeah, some old faces, absolutely. We got to see Big Ramp. We got to see Vordell Walker come back. Purple Haze. Frankie Thomas was back. He was there with his tag partner Trucker Jones and Team Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Pharaoh Funk stopped by to help Joey Abel against Team Roll Tide down in Hattiesburg. We saw Ashton Slaughter. It's the first time he's been in Ego. Christopher Santos, first time he had been in Ego. Brandon Christopher made his return in Hattiesburg. We hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
And and the Mississippi Madman Logan Creed.
I don't want to hear nothing about me eye gouging, folks. I got attacked 2-on-1.
This dude like thumbed everybody in the eye.
Damn right, they kept attacking.
But
I was outnumbered.
So some of the big things that came out of that event down in Hattiesburg, Stardust, or what's left of Stardust.
Dark Stardust.
Yeah, Dark Dust. He won a battle royal, the Brewskis battle royal.
He should thump people. He didn't have to.
He didn't have to. He just dumped. Yeah, he just slid in, dumped Bristol Hale out, and won the match. So 3 for 3 for old Stardust. He's pretty good wrestler, I guess.
You don't say that, but he showed cheat good.
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I was cheating.
Yeah, shit. But got saw that Josie Quinn won a 4-way between Purple Haze and Ashton Slaughter and Christopher Santos. Joey Abel and the Pharaoh beat Team Roll Tide. And was there another match?
Right on the line. I left at the first one. The guy I rode with had to work the next day, and I had to go with him. So.
I got you. J.D. Jenkins and Vordell Walker probably
looked like they trying to kill each other.
They beat the crap out of each other, but J.D. retained the Pride title. So this big night, J.D. relinquished the Styles title. Said it's hard to serve two titles, so he's giving up the Styles title like tradition holds in Ego, and
the other guy went along.
Yeah. And so J.D. Jenkins is no longer the Styles champion. He is definitely the Pride champion.
Yeah.
And he had a hard-fought victory. Hard-fought victory. Ursa Major beat Orion Taylor by DQ.
Yeah, okay.
That was the other match.
I didn't know if that happened or not. Like I say, I wasn't there.
So that happened in Hattiesburg. It was a big night. A lot of things happened. A lot of new faces. Some, like you say, some returning faces. Saturday night in Richland, more new faces showed up. As we got to see Woody. Woody, the 2x4 with his handler Dean, who may or may not be 3 years old. I'm not really sure. We got to see Tahir James take on the Nightmare.
Yep.
We got to see Randy Reno return as he took on Bristol Hale in a intergender match.
That didn't work out too well for him.
Yeah, no, it didn't. I don't know exactly what happened, but
Nightmare has some kind of obsession.
Nightmare came to the ring, forced the referee to look down.
Yeah, hide in the corner basically.
Yeah, he killed.
Because the referee Obama is scared to death of the Jeremiah.
He's definitely afraid, as he should be. He murdered Randy Reno and then presented Randy Reno to Bristol Hale as some kind of sick, twisted present.
Yep.
But we found out later on in the night that it must have worked, because Bristol Hale came to the ring when Nightmare faced Tahir James, and
he did it again.
He did it again, and she led him away on chain.
That was it.
So some strange pairing there we've got with those two. Bristol, she's flirted with being a bad guy and good guy. I don't know if she could find really where she fit. Maybe she was just a wrestler, and just depends on how she felt that day. But Nightmare, he's pretty much been a killer. Yeah. And so will Nightmare become tamed, or will he become more vicious now that he's with Bristol Hale? She is the White Widow, so
beauty can change the savage beast. So yeah, maybe that's it.
So that's one of the big things that came out of the weekend. Or another big thing, Ursa Major won the Richland Rumble.
Yeah.
For the vacant Styles title, and so we have a new Styles champion, Ursa Major. I'm sure Stardust will be proud of that. And also, he destroyed Daniel Perez and said that the Constellation would be coming for the tag team titles. So, big news there.
Kind of weird that two former Boot Boys are now the champions.
Well, hey.
I'm just saying.
It goes to show you, if you work hard enough, or if you get brainwashed by a madman, anything could happen. Two very different paths. But that, you bring up both former Boot Boys.
There you go.
So, that's crazy.
Yeah,
very crazy.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. Anything else major? JD Jenkins took on Prince Apollo in the main event at the Richland Rumble. And
who'd Josie Quinn work?
Josie Quinn beat Orion Taylor.
Orion Taylor's right.
It was not a good weekend for Orion Taylor.
No, good one for Josie Quinn. No.
It was a good one. Josie Quinn has been on a roll since winning the Southern 8. So,
and unfortunately, Ray Fury had plane problems, so he didn't make the show.
Right. That's definitely one of the things that happened. That's one of the things when you're in New Jersey and trying to make a Mississippi show. If your plane gets delayed, it could mess up everything, and it did. So we did not get the scheduled Southern 8 winner versus Southern 8 winner in Ray Fury versus Josie Quinn.
To be continued.
It is to be continued, I'm sure. So that's what happened in Ego. We're shooting for January the 19th back at the Hideaway in Jackson. So be sure to...
There was one other guy I was going to ask you about. He was the Revolt champion.
Oh, Christopher Santos defended his Revolt title at the Richland Rumble. Our friends over at Revolt in Alabama. And he said that, he came to Mississippi and appreciated the hospitality. He wanted to show it back. He wanted to do an open challenge. And the first out was Alex Graves.
Yeah.
Then Britt Jackson. And then Woody and Dean.
Yep.
And all three ended up challenging for the title.
I thought it was a big dude that had a mohawk.
It's Britt Jackson.
Is that Britt Jackson? He looked like Zangief.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure.
So, but Santos, his amateur background came into play.
Yeah.
And he walked away still Revolt champion.
He reminds me of Taz in a lot of ways.
He does remind me of Taz. I agree. He does do that. Very Taz-like.
Yeah. Very.
So that's a good observation.
But I wanted to bring it up just because it was another belt that was actually defended at the show.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely have an open policy where if you're a champion and you want to put your title on the line in Mississippi, it can happen.
Show up, throw it up, and somebody might stand it.
That's it. We've had, the 0-1 Alliance, and we've had the NWA Gulf Coast title that was defended before. So, yeah, man, we're open all. Well, we're part of Federated, so that's kind of us anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying the Federated title itself.
Absolutely. So we're definitely open to do new things and to bridge that gap between promotions and promote other promotions. So you never know, you may see a champion from somewhere else come in and want to put his title on the line.
Sure.
So MLW was a big thing. They're continuing on with their television show, and again, I still say it's one of the best television shows out there, especially for the 1 hour time period that they have.
Mm-hmm. They usually get at least 3 matches.
Yeah. And our Mississippi's own Marko Stunt.
One more time.
He was there. He took on.
I had it wrote down, bro. I don't got it right.
And
now.
I know they got hit Myron Reed, Hot Fire Myron Reed,
yeah.
Who's from up in the I think Kentucky area.
Yeah, it was.
And
Kentucky.
as Matt Stryker say, it's a new wave of Mid-South wrestling when those two were together.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool to bring that up.
Yeah, I did too. And unfortunately for Marko, he wasn't able to land the suplex. He tried to go for it a couple times, and it backfired every time. He got really close, and Myron twisted his body and came down to a stunner.
It's close putting your arm around his arm around your head.
Well, he got him up like this high.
So,
Marko's only that high.
That
So.
don't count.
Yeah. So he did attempt a suplex, and maybe one day we could see Marko hit that suplex. But very cool just to see Marko in MLW.
And now he gets a title shot in the next show or the show after.
Well, I think the way they do
it,
they have events.
Yeah, I know it's in two shows.
So
I just don't know how
you
it
may not get it for 6 months. Because it is pre-recorded stuff.
I just thought it was, for a guy who keeps losing, boy, they keep giving him shots.
Yep. And MJF, the middleweight champion, took on Jimmy Yuta and Jason Cade, who were former partners. And that was a very good match. It told a very good story. Everything was on point, so kudos to those guys. And then the big match, the main event of that episode, Low Key put his MLW title on the line against Daga. And you may have remembered this floating around the internet, where Low Key killed Daga and tore his ear off and all that, how Low Key was unprofessional and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's the match that we saw.
Yeah.
And it was definitely bloody. Whether unprofessional, not whatever, you have to give Low Key credit for being super smart to go, hey, I see an injury and I'm gonna attack it. And he didn't attack as much; he just grabbed it and ripped it off.
He pulled back. Yeah. And they talked about how his ears were cauliflower.
Right. So.
And I say MLW is very creative. How about that?
And then one of the sickest double stomps off the top rope to finish off Daga. I mean, he the blood was there, but he murdered him with the stomp. You know what I mean? Like the bloody ear was just a distraction, so I could stomp on your head.
That's it.
And he murdered that dude with that stomp. So, Daga, I hope your ear heals up, but I hope your face does as well, because it smacked the mat.
Yeah. But it's wrestling.
Yep. And I just thought about this when I was talking about murdering. Our resident lunatic, Oblivion, he was part of a battle royal Friday night in Hattiesburg.
I threw him out.
You threw him out, and so did like 9 other people.
Huh? No, I threw him out first.
He came into the battle royal like 3 times, and I guess he doesn't understand how battle royals work or wrestling works in general, because he came out in every match thinking they were still the battle royal and got eliminated every time, except when it came to the main event. We had Vordell Walker and JD Jenkins staring down. Out comes Oblivion, gets in the ring, and JD gives a smirk, says, "What do you think?" And they both clobber him, give him double clothesline. They put him in the corner. They try to one-up each other by chopping Oblivion. JD laid it in pretty hard. Vordell did a little harder. JD said, "I can beat that one." Hit him a little bit harder than what he hit him the first time. Vordell said, "Oh, ain't nothing. I can hit him harder."
I'm getting the hell out of everything.
No, not Oblivion. He stays. JD Jenkins picks him up and gives him a body slam. Says, "Can you top that?" Vordell Walker picks him up and power drives him. And this pretty much kills him. And then challenges JD to deadlift powerbomb him, which he does. And then he challenges him to deadlift him again. And just about as he gets right here, Vordell smashes JD, and Oblivion takes the Gonzo bomb. And it was pretty vicious.
I'm okay. Funky.
And they fought, and Oblivion remained dead. And I guess Vordell realized, hey, I just body slammed JD on the concrete. There's this dead body. Let me just pick him up and throw him into about the 5th row of chairs. So he literally threw him over the guardrail. Oblivion landed like 20 yards back. I mean, he died. So
I apologize.
Oblivion was missing in action Saturday night. So he may still be in the 5th row of chairs in Hattiesburg, or the Hattiesburg morgue. I don't know where he's at. but I can guarantee you that wherever he's at, he's not happy. So, yeah. So just thought about that, and that was pretty funny. The fact that Oblivion got distracted, and I bet he wished he would have just took that last distraction out and just went home. So he was bound and determined to throw somebody out, and he did not. But on to other things. He said you watched MLW Scraps.
Yeah, it was the War Games.
Okay, and it was an older War Games.
Yeah. The Extreme Four Horsemen versus Terry Funk's team.
Okay. How was that?
Good match. Good match.
Who won?
I don't know how to get all the way through.
I got you. So you're watching.
When you come up, I stopped watching.
I got you. You're watching. Yeah. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I got you. You also said you watched NXT England or NXT Britain? UK.
Yeah, but I'm terrible with names, so it's pointless without my notes.
Yeah. What would you say? Go watch it?
Yeah, highly definitely. I mean, I like the Bruiserweight.
Pete Dunne or whatever.
Yeah, man, he's amazing. They're using a lot of guys that, like, one half the Mustache Mountains, the taller guy.
Yeah.
They're using, they used him in a singles.
Okay.
Without my notes.
Yeah.
Dave Mastiff, I think this was his second match. He jobbed some dude out, but it was like a fun job match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't just a waste of time. But
well, that's cool. That's cool.
But just them three guys, if you can watch for them three, watch them.
Yeah.
Dave Mastiff, he's not a tall guy, but he's like a thick...
Like Rhino.
Yeah. I mean, crazy.
I got you. I haven't had a chance to watch Ring Warriors this week, but they are still out there. Check them out on WGN America. And rumor has it, Impact may be getting a new TV station. So they're shopping around. I don't know yet. They're shopping it around and trying to upgrade from Pop. So...
home shopping network.
But no, it's kudos that they're trying to do something. You know,
I hope they get something better.
They've got a great team. Impact is not TNA. Let's put it like that. It's its own brand now.
It reminds me of TNA in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely, but maybe better. You know,
I ain't going that far.
Well, the stars they're getting now are not washed up. Where back in the when they first started out, the guys they were getting that had name value were not in their prime. So now they're getting guys.
But their X division was like still in the show.
Yeah,
anyway,
right.
So
the hungry indie guys were the ones still in the show.
Right now,
so hint, support indie wrestling.
Yeah,
but it's cool, man. Like I'm glad Impact is really doing good. I saw this floating around the internet, and I don't know if you had saw it, but it said pick one guy from Lucha Underground. Okay. One guy from New Japan, one guy from WWE, one guy from Ring of Honor, one guy from Impact to have a 5-way match. I'm gonna.
It was to start a new promotion.
Oh, maybe it is.
Okay.
But we're gonna say a match. But I'm gonna up it and just say, and then you get a wild card where you can pull them from anybody. So you have 6 people. Okay. Who's in your match?
God, you have to name everything, and I'll go one by one.
All right. Ring of Honor.
Jay Lethal.
Impact.
What's the guy that looks like Yokozuna?
Falabella. WWE.
Cesaro.
New Japan.
Rainmaker.
Lucha Underground.
Phoenix.
Wild card.
Jake Parnell.
Oh, nice. All right, I'm gonna go with from New Japan, Juice Robinson. I'm a Juice fan. If you're not a Juice fan, you're messing up. Lucha Underground. I'm gonna go with AR Fox or Dante Fox.
Yeah, Dante over there.
All right. Impact. Sammy Callahan. That's my guy. WWE. That's a bit tricky. I'm gonna say Leo Rush. Oh, yeah, Leo. No. Leo Rush or Cedric Alexander. I'm tied. I'm picking Leo Rush, Cedric Alexander on a wild card. From Impact, let's go with Moose. And Ring of Honor, let's go with Mark Briscoe. Very, very random card.
Very. No shit.
But yeah, I think that'd be fun. So speaking of Jake Parnell, check him out. If you're not fans of the Warhorse, go be part of the Warhorse's fan club. He just put out half of the year for 2019 is already booked up.
Yeah, it's everywhere, man.
He's debuting. I don't know if he's debuting in Beyond, but he's got several events in Beyond. He's got some CZW stuff coming up. He's going to be part of Powerbomb TV Supercard, like during WrestleMania. The Warhorse, you saw him in Ego. You see him in the Great Southern 8. Now see him everywhere else. Jake Parnell, man, congratulations. Love the stuff you're doing, and big fan. And glad to see that your 2019 is almost booked completely up.
That's great.
So, wow, very, 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 very awesome.
Yeah. I mean, every time I see him, I try talking him into getting a horse mask.
Yeah.
I tell him get a horse skull.
What?
He's like, you're never going to drop that idea, are you? I was like, no, it's a good idea, I'm telling you.
Here's a match.
What?
Warhorse versus Pale Horse.
I'd watch it.
Jake Parnell versus Josie Quinn. I may have to work on that.
It's possible.
May have to work on that. All right, guys, that's it. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna give you a Jake Parnell match. What's a match you like to Jake Parnell to go find? I'm gonna say Jake Parnell.
John Davis.
That's what I was gonna say. Jake Parnell, John Davis from the Great Southern 8. Go find that match. Wow, it's really good. So,
you see a fat faggot, check out.
Jay Parnell has a wicked suicide dive drop kick.
Something.
let's just
You'll
leave it at
lose
that.
next time.
So, go check that out. And till then, January 19th, Jackson, Mississippi, we return to the Hideaway. Hopefully next few weeks we get a card up and get something out there for you guys. And thanks for watching. Check out fullygimmicked.com. Get you some Pro Wrestling Ego merchandise. And
Till next time.
till next time. Later, guys.